Hello, welcome back. This is part 4 of the Lumo's Director's Commentary. We are in the ice zone. So this is basically everything you've kind of seen before, but he slips. Whee! And seems to be one of the sections that's causing the most grief. I can understand that. This isn't a section that you want to throw yourself at. You want to calm and go slow. This section's really in it to lead up to a particularly bad Horace Goes Skiing joke. I really wanted to get Horace in the game somehow, and I didn't just want to have his little mugshot on the wall. And since Horace Goes Skiing is the one everyone kind of remembers, that was the one to put in. So no trope left unturned. Let's revisit the mechanics we've already seen, but do it on ice now because that's nice and fun. I can hear people screaming in the background, don't worry. So there's a secret in here. There's not a lot of secrets in this zone. It's actually pretty straightforward, mainly because you know you're on ice and it's a bit tricky, so I didn't put a lot of fiddly stuff in here. But there's a cassette up here. Obviously these little ice things, they'll break, so you have to be a little bit careful with them, which is what's causing people the most grief. The snow patches aren't slidey, which is oh, I love these things. I was going to put in a room where you were basically a pinball, and these like do a proper pinball table on ice. Would have been loads of work though. And we were kind of getting a bit close to alpha, so I left it out, but kind of regret that. I would have liked to have done that. So plenty of lasers in here to scare you, but they're not too bad really. So the left hand side's a little bit easier, or it was designed to be a bit easier, so I know everyone goes right as well, so probably do the harder section first, but I think the left hand side's the one to do first because it kind of warms you up into it. This can be a little bit tricky. It used to be quite a lot faster, but I slowed it down. Also intro to the next kind of pattern of cassette secrets is in the lift. It's in the safe zone, well, it's outside the safe zone for the TV, so console players might not see it, but there's a little wooden step at the top of the lift, which means you can jump off. Now, according to Twitter, I need to show all of the secrets. I think I've already missed one duck, and I might have already missed a cassette. And I'm technically not using the same save game, so I'm not sure when I speed run to get back up here if I missed anything on the way. But I'll show you all the stuff from here, so keep an eye out. This little spiky dude's based on one of the characters that was in Head Over Heels that could only move in straight directions. And this room's always gets me, so I'm gonna wait. Oh, there we go. That little bouncer, I always die on that. Okay, first of the 3 ice block things. This one's not too bad. You just gotta take your time with a little bouncy dude. Make sure he's out of the way. Don't get caught up in it yourself. Nothing too strenuous. I actually really like the look of this zone with the reflections and stuff on the wall, but they're so expensive. You need a fairly meaty PC, and they didn't go onto the console versions at all, which was a shame. Oops. There we go. I think there's a couple of ways to do this one as well, but there we go. I was obviously going to do a lava zone as well and get all of the Mario worlds into Lumo, but kind of left it out. There's quite a lot of fire in one of the later cauldron sections though, so that sort of makes up for it. This one always gets me because the blue ones aren't actually on the edge. You have to jump further than you think. A little practice slide before we get a diamond. So I've got a newfound appreciation for Twitch streamers now, having done a few, because talking and playing and... Oh, see, as soon as I talk I die. Talking and playing is actually way more complicated than you would imagine. And I don't even have a chat box to look at, so... Yeah, those guys have got their work cut out. I've seen quite a lot of people miss this. Started looking at some of the walkthroughs on YouTube. This is one of the warp entrances. So obviously you need the coins, but we're fine because we did the minecart. We're going to pick up more coins on the last half of the game. And this will take us back to the warp zone. So let's get sorted for these first. This room isn't really much of a challenge, but it was the first that I made with the exploding blocks. Made it for the green light video. Because I always wanted this warp zone where, you know, the rooms kind of formed around you. And it's a really simple effect, but it looks kind of cool. I'll use that a little bit more later on. This is nebulous. Now this is actually pretty straightforward. All the paths... Well, there's one golden path, basically, up until halfway, and you just have to make a choice. And if you make the wrong choice, it takes you back to where you need to go. But it's a little bit sneaky what the actual route is, so I'll show you. And it's all should all be timed, so you can just run across. I'm a big fan of Nebulous, absolutely loved it. Played all the versions on all the machines to death. I would love to make a Nebulous if I'm really seriously tempted to go out and make one. Particularly after this, it's really, really good fun to build. So this is where the choice is, this lift here. Now most people will go up and left, and that's not the way you want to go. The trick is to ignore these two doors and run across here. The little bouncing balls, yeah, you want to be where they are, and this lift takes you up. Now you can get lost if you don't ignore those two doors, because you'll basically go around that middle section a couple of times and it will keep leading you back there. But that's the way to go. And then after that, there's no more choices to make. It's completely straightforward. Just run to the end. The only thing I kind of missed off this, which I wanted to do, was like the sort of flying bad guys that come across, but I guess this was hard enough anyway, and it didn't really add a whole lot. I wasn't really missing that much. And this is it. So if you get that choice right, you're basically going to end up here with plenty of time for the achievement, a few seconds. And it is pretty straightforward. So that's Nebulous done, and we're sorted for ease. Straight back to the ice zone. Poor little fella's gonna have a sore head after this. Right, so this one's a bit tricksy. The easiest way I found is kind of just go straight back, because then if you do slide too far, you're just going to slide out of the door. can do this in kind of one, but I'm just going to be take my time with some coffee. So there's a secret in here as well. Use your wand lots. The other thing to note, I'll just take you up here and show you. There's normally, in fact I can't think of any instances where there's not, but there'll be a wand recharge. There we go, so I'll just pick that up. There'll be a wand recharge really close to anywhere there are secrets and stuff. Oops, too soon. So you shouldn't ever be more than 1 or 2 screens away from a wand recharge, and you can game it as well every time you start the game. Oh, I jumped too late that time. Every time you start the game, you'll there we go. You'll get 100% wand recharge as well, so that's left in on purpose. Wait for this little fella. So the wand's really going to be highlighting most of the secrets from here on out. We're not going to have as many shelves or things like that to give it away. But this one always gets me as well. There we go. So I tend to go around the outside of this room, but he's a vicious little boy, so give him plenty of space. Now if you do run out of the wand charge here, you can just basically run into that room, run straight into the middle, get the wand recharge and die, and you'll spawn back here anyway, so. Oh no, oh, there we go. So there's a secret here as well. It's fairly well highlighted, so everyone should have got it. Okay, everyone's favourite room in the game. So the 3 buttons create the three things. Now the trick is not to have them all in the room at the same time. You don't need them. Oops. There we go, let's get rid of that. And there's at least 2 ways that I've seen that this room can be done now. I'll show you my way. So I always start with a 3 metre high block. It's reasonably clear how to move it across. There's only like sort of 2 paths. We're trying to create some steps up. So once that's in, the 2 metre high block will be here. Now this is a red herring really, I don't want it here, but people are using it to basically jump out, but I'll show you my way. All you have to do is just move it around so there's like a 1 metre gap between them, and you'll create some stairs, and the 1 metre high block spawns exactly where you need it. So it is fairly simple, but it's been causing people no end of grief, and the real trick is not to let these bouncers ping you back in the room once you've done it, because I've had a few people shouting and screaming at me for that. But according to most people, that's the room that's been giving them the most grief, which is a shame. But take your time with it, use 1 block at a time, and it's not as bad as you think it is. Next slide, wee. This could be a bit tricksy. Okay, that's the ice zone done. Nearly. Same with this one, take your time, don't rush it. You definitely don't want to get too greedy, although I'm going to be greedy. And this is time, so you can basically just run through it. Big lift up to the top of the ski mountain. Don't forget there's cassettes at the top of lifts now. Normally opposite the door, so you don't have to like bang off of all three walls to work it out. Wait for him to get back up. So if you want the achievements, the Horace goes skiing, but you want to try and get all the gates and all the coins in one without dying. It's not too bad. You can move yourself backwards and forwards as well, so if you want to slow down you can kind of move up. If you want to speed up, then you just have to let him fall, but you can kind of pause the scroll for a bit. The only thing I missed out from this is the ambulance really, but it's Horace goes skiing really. Oh, gonna die. Oh, there we go. Good stuff. Yeah, so I think we're fine for coins and cassettes. So, John Pickford and Steve Pickford, the Pickford brothers, can't really make an isometric game without, you know, a doff of the cap to these fine gentlemen, especially with googly eyes. Responsible for many isometric games on the Spectrum and SNES, Equinox, Amaru. I think Equinox is probably the one most people will remember. This is Ollie and Lissa. It was a budget game, and you were in, I think it was Shilmore Castle. Ollie was rescuing his girlfriend. Ollie's got an Amiga Boing Ball. There's the Zax programming book. You'll recognise that when it's in 4K. And I kind of imagined that Lumo was in Shilmore Castle as well, which is why there was sort of a little reference there. Lisa's got a little love heart photo. And more programming books, 65021 I think that was. Kind of a Burke reference because I've got a trapdoor in here which we'll use shortly. So I'll just grab the map. Get the hidden cassette from here as well. Top of the lift opposite the door. And down into the cauldron section. So cauldron should be familiar to anyone who really played their Specky games. And this is the kind of last bit of the game really. This is the hub zone for the last 4 sections. So that's the ice zone done. As I said, it's fairly straightforward. There's not a lot of secrets in that one. It's more about just testing everything that you've learnt so far by putting it on ice. And then we're going to get a little bit wilder on these last zones. So that'll do for this week. Please check back. The rest of these we're going up week by week. We've got 4 more left to do. So thanks for watching.